Hey y'all, it's Christy with Teadoddles. Yesterday's video didn't get uploaded. I had some things going on and I had it recorded, did not get uploaded. So I'm going to be posting day 16 and 17 today, but I wanted to put this little intro in here just for a little bit of an explanation. I am sorry that I got a day behind, but hopefully that doesn't happen again. So here we go with day 16 and then day 17. Hey y'all, Christy here. It's time for day 16 of the Maker Advent Calendar. I'm sorry for the lateness of this. It's just been a busy day. But today's is not going to be too difficult, so I think it'll be easy to get done quickly. So yesterday we opened up a tiny little wash bin, wash tub. I added some of the twine trim around mine. You could have decorated it any way you liked. I just asked that you didn't put anything inside it. So today, what you open, it says iron and stuff. Okay, so you would have gotten a little square of fabric and a big poof of stuffing, which I don't have out here with me, but y'all all know what stuffing looks like. So the reason I put iron on there is because I had to squish it down in a bag and it might be a little wrinkly. So you're going to iron it real flat, okay? They were all slightly different. They were from the same line of fabrics. You can see there's a little line of shimmer in some of these lines. So everybody's to be a little bit different, but everybody should have some little shiny bits in there. So what we're going to do to get ready for tomorrow, we're going to lay our little wash tub down, kind of get it in the center as best you can. You may want to flip these little handles up. There we go. Okay, one handle's not wanting to be. It's being uncooperative, but here we go. All right. So now you can use a pen or whatever you want. I'm going to use a pencil. I just prefer pencils on fabric. I don't know why, but I do. So I'm going to trace around this. You can miss the handles. It's fun. It's really just to get an idea of the size of the wash tub, okay? And there we go. Yeah. So now how deep is this wash tub? We can see this is the depth, right? The reason I'm doing this is because we want to make a circle. We want to make this circle big enough to be bigger, as deep as this wash tub, okay? And then we may add a little bit more. So this is just a good way to know what to add. I'll put a little mark out there, just like that, okay? And I'm gonna get a ruler, which I should have had already. Okay, so let's just measure. So that's not quite an inch. I'm gonna make it a full inch. And it can poof up a little bit, so I'm going to put that mark there. And then what I'm going to do is just go around with my ruler. And if you don't have a ruler for some reason, you can use just an object to mark your distance that you feel that you like the distance of it. I can't get my words out. I'm just going to go around like this, make little marks. So I can transfer this circle out bigger. This is a very simple way to do that. If you've never done anything like that, or if you've ever wondered how to do that, when you're dealing with patterns, if you need to make something bigger, this is the easiest way to do it. And then, I'm going to do one more. You connect the dots. Okay, so now I can go, well, I think I should have put one more. I like to lay my pencil sideways like that because when I'm dealing with a circle, and plus it doesn't drag on the fabric as much when you're trying to sketch on fabric. So you do want to make sure you're doing this on the back side of fabric, not the front side of the fabric, obviously, because you'll see the marks. My fabric is the same on both sides, so it's okay either way. All right, Now, I have a somewhat circular shape going on there. I'm going to cut this out. And then we'll be ready for tomorrow. Okay? I like to cut on the outside edge of the line. You can cut directly on the line if you want to. I would not cut on the inside of the line. What I mean by that is the line has a thickness. So if you're cutting right on it, you're kind of in the center of the line. If you cut on the outside edge of it, it gives you just a slightly more. It gets to the outer edge of the line. If you cut on the inside, it'll give you slightly less. Okay? Alright. So I think some people have already guessed what we're doing, but that's okay. I'm not going to tell you until tomorrow. Maybe you'll get an idea. We're going to put stuffing in it, and we're going to put it down in there. But there's something else we need, so we'll have to wait till tomorrow to open it up and see what it is. So this was a very short little tutorial. But that's okay. Some of them are going to be shorter than others. I was going to do another thing in the junk journal, but I am headed to my parents for dinner tonight. So I'm going to keep this short and sweet, and I'm going to talk to you face to face in just a moment for Vlogmas. Okay? Hold on. Hey y'all, it's Christy again. This is day 17 of the Maker Advent Calendar, and today's clue is sew it. So what we want to be sure of, is to make sure that the side that we marked on is facing us, okay? So we have our stuffing, and we have our little piece here. And then today you got a little kind of sewing kit. What's cool about this one is all of these needles are pre-threaded, so you don't have to thread them. Comes with a little safety pin and 2 buttons. So this is something you could use later on as well. But today we're going to use it. As a matter of fact, we will use this later on, so keep a hold of it. But today we're just going to stitch. I'm going to use it for this little circle we're about to sew. So I'm going to pull this all the way out. I don't think it probably doesn't have a knot on the end. It says double threaded, which is good. It does not have a knot on the end, so be aware of that. I'm going to do what I typically do. I'll wrap it around twice, grab that with my thumb, and I put my finger between this loop. I just pull it down to the end. That's how I put a knot in something. Everybody does it different, but that's how I do it. I'm going to clip off some of this little tail. Alright, so now what we're going to do, we'll start just a little bit on the inside of this, okay? We're going to put a running stitch around this whole thing, okay? It's going to be big stitches. This is going to help us cinch this close and put our stuffing in it. So, usually when I do a running stitch, if I can do this on camera and see what I'm doing, I go up and under like that, right? That's a good size stitch. You don't want to make it too huge because we're dealing with a circle, but you do want to make sure that knot is on this side because this side is going to be closed, okay? And we're just going to go around the whole thing. Try not to pull it up yet. Leave it kind of loose. And we'll just make it around this whole thing. Alright, I've made this all around. You can see it's kind of bowing in, which is good. That's what we want it to do. So now we're going to take, don't cut your thread off when you get to the end. You're going to take it and you're going to pull it up. Just, you want to pull the thread up. And you may have to push it to the end to get it. We're making a little cup, basically. Sometimes you have to kind of push it to the other end to get it to work for you. But all right, so we made a little pod. Yeah. So you don't want to pull it all the way closed. Don't leave enough room. Once you get a little bowl going on, a little cup, I'll take some of that stuffing and start putting it in there, okay? I want this to be pretty firm. It's not going to take near the amount I put in there for you. But I wanted to be sure everybody had enough. So feel free to use it for something else. This is... Alright. We're getting it pretty puffy. I'm going to pull up my thread a little bit so I can see. So that's still a little too loose for me. I want to put more in there. So the good thing about keeping that needle on and having that running stitch is that you can pull it back out. Just don't pull on it too hard. You don't want to bust your stitches out. So I'm going to stuff me a little bit more in there. Yeah. Let's see. Now that's a little nice and tight. That's what I want. So now I have to test it over here. You can see that'll fit down in there real good. All right, I'm gonna close that off. And if you haven't guessed, we're making a tiny little pin cushion. I think a lot of people have already guessed that, but so what we want to do once we test our fit and how we like it, we want to make sure we close this off. So I'm just going to go, it doesn't have to be pretty because it's going to be hidden. I'm just trying to make it stay together better. I'm just going back and forth across that opening. Can you even say that? Yeah. That's all I'm doing, just to help close it off. Right. If you want that to be, oh, see, look, what's poofy here. If you kind of squish it, it'll fill in a whole lot better. And if you want it to stick up, which I kind of wish I had it done, if you want it to stick up more, you can put more stuff in it, okay? I've already I've already closed my opening, so I'm going to leave it like it is. But tie that off, cut it. All right, so now this is where, if we just leave that loose like that, it's going to come out, right? My little pin cushion is crooked, y'all. Let's try to floof it out like a pillow. There's a bit more stuffing in it. It'll be okay. All right. So it can come out if you don't want it to come out, because it could come out potentially when you pull things off. It's pretty, if you stuff it really stuffed, it's going to stick in there. But you can also take well, I should have got this out before I started filming, but why break a streak? Apparently I don't learn from what I've done. Your E6000, if I can find mine in my little bin. I mean, it seems like it would be. There it is. Yeah. You can take this and you can put some down in the bottom here and glue that down in there to keep it from coming out. Okay? So then you got a cute little pin cushion. I'm going to glue mine down, even though I'm very irritated that it got a little lopsided, but you know, that's my fault. It seemed okay at first. I should have put a wee bit more stuffing in there, I feel. So y'all stuff y'all's nice and fat. That looks okay. I like that stripe with the wash tub. I think it looks cute. Alright, so you can just take some of this, kind of smearing it down in there. Don't really take much, especially when it's dealing with fabric. And yes, it does work on fabric too. Objects and things. So squish it, and just let it dry, and then it won't come out of there. But I wanted to show y'all a pincushion I made a while back. I have a blog post about it because I made a whole thing with it, but this one I made, I had this cracked teacup, and this is a glass candle holder that turned upside down actually, and I glued it with E6000, and this was a fabric poof I made, kind of like this one, except larger. It's supposed to look like a mushroom, and I even made a little crocheted caterpillar and put it on there. That's what that's supposed to be. But I will say, I will never ever make another pincushion with dots on it, because I feel the need to put all my pins into the dots. I can't just stick them on there. So that's why it looks like that, because I have to put my pins back in the dots. But I'll link down below to the project I made with this, and I will see y'all tomorrow so we can see what we're going to add to our little pincushion. Bye.